Hey y'all, welcome back to Faith Budgets. On this channel I'll be posting videos about how we use a zero-based budget, sinking funds, cash stuffing, and savings challenges to pay off debt and save at the same time. If that's content that you're interested in, then please keep watching and definitely hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey to financial freedom. Hey y'all, so today's video will be our budget with me for the fourth paycheck in October. If you're new, welcome. My name's Holly. My husband and I use the zero-based budget to try to meet to try to meet our goals of paying our bills, paying debt, and also saving up for sinking funds and variable spending, all at the same time while trying to balance it all. We both get paid bi-weekly. I get paid every other Thursday. He gets paid every other Friday. So we actually get paid weekly and we budget weekly. Well, first we set it up with the month as a monthly overview, and then we then divide it even further down into the weeks and specifically what will be coming out of each paycheck. But each one will be zero-based. So it will come down to a zero at the end of the budget so that we know every dollar has an assignment. But I use Missy Money's A5 size binder here with a budget planner. This is a budget planner that is zero-based, based on how we use ours with a zero-based budget. And if you're interested in any of her products, I do have a referral link below. It is Faith Budgets 10. Just use that when you check out and you get an additional 10% off. And she also has a great sale going on right now with the less than perfect items, LTP. Just click on LTP and it will take you to the items that she has drastically reduced in price just because of some very, very minor imperfections, maybe like something with the gold hardware, a scratch on the snap here, but everything still functions. So check that out. I think she has some savings challenges with the binders included. Also some wallets, the zippy wallets that are the same colors as her binder. She has A6 binders, and then a couple of the A5, maybe just black and white in the A5. But definitely go check that out if you're interested. She also has a digital version. That's what I use first to map everything out for the month and put all my numbers in and play around with and make sure after I allocate all my bills for each pay period, whatever's remaining, the money that's left, will go towards my sinking funds. So those sinking funds amounts and categories vary each week. So that's what I have to, get in there and play with the numbers with to see, okay, well, we have this much left after our bills, so I'll contribute this much to sinking funds. So I do that on the monthly. But right now, let's see, here's the monthly. There's October. So I had already mapped all this out, has a calendar. It lists all the bills and income, debts, everything for the whole month. And then your variable spending, sinking funds, savings investments, savings challenges, and then a summary at the bottom here. So that's for the monthly layout. So I always do that first. And it's getting time. I've got to work on the November budget next week, hopefully. We've got a lot going on this week too. So, ooh, yes, definitely got to do it next week. So after this weekend, I'll get started on that. So that's October. And then I also do a monthly funding plan. This is from Veda at the Simple Budget. This is what I map out my sinking funds with. So after I map out the month and I know what bills are coming out of each week, I see how much money's left. And I put that up here at the top. So then I know how much money I have for that whole week to contribute to the sinking funds, and then I can allocate those accordingly. Some weeks I'll have, like this one was 95, this week was 0. So, and then this one was 529. So it varies just depending on the bills and how they fall, because one of our checks might be a little more than the other if we have some overtime on one or something, something like that. The one that we get more overtime on would be the one with the higher sinking funds. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. But this has really helped me to map it out for the month. And once you get your monthly set up, it's really easy just to plug in your numbers for the weekly. So let's go over here. I have the tabs here from Amazon. I bought those from Amazon, and also the the monthly tabs. I got those from Amazon too. And I added that to Missy's planner here. And the little black tabs too, just to flip over quickly to my monthly funding plan. And then I have one for my sinking funds here. So let's go over here to 4 for paycheck breakdown and cash planning for week number 4. And then I'll just move those tabs whenever I set up my November. I'll move those tabs over to the November section. Like I said, I've already completed this in the Excel program that Missy has, and it's only $19, and you can just use it over and over. You copy your sheet, or you can use it as many times as you want and set it up for as many months as you want to. So she has the monthly and the weekly on the digital version as well. So this paycheck would be, net pay is going to be $2,900, and let's see, it's from pay date 10/24. And from the pay period 10/24 to 10/31. So anything in that week time frame will be paid out of, the bills will be paid out of that. So we have auto insurance $752, and then I pay half the mortgage with this check, and the other half was already sitting in the checking account from the check from paycheck number 2. I believe it was paycheck 2, yeah. And then Instant Ink is 10. Child support $217, and then my new SUV loan is $200. So the total there is going to be $2,004. That's for the bills for this pay period. Then we come over here to the wallet. This is the variable spending. And I'm going to have to go up on my groceries because I have went over again this week, this past week. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go up on my groceries. I don't want to, but I may try just maybe $20, maybe go up $20 and see. And then there's gas for $200. We're doing really well on gas since we got the new SUV. Eating out is $60. And sorry, you guys are the first ones I'm talking to this morning, so I kind of feel like I've got a frog in my throat. Eating out $60, giving $45, shopping $40. Meds $35, miscellaneous $30, kids activities $30, hubby $150. Oh, and make me think meds. I did get my biopsy results back. Everything was negative. Praise the Lord. Everything was negative on my endometrial biopsy. Nothing showed anything for any signs of cancer. It was just postmenopausal bleeding, and we are going to adjust my hormones and maybe try a different regimen. But I am changing doctors. I did not like that office at all. So I'm not one to complain. I don't like confrontation. So I went in, I did it, and afterwards I looked for another doctor. I don't know. I think this is a common problem for a lot of women, but when you go to OBGYN, there's lots of pregnant ladies there, and you have to wait. And I'm looking for a doctor's office that does not treat pregnant women, that mainly focuses their care on menopausal patients and the hormone replacement therapies and maybe the other things that happen along the way in that stage of a woman's life, or at least an office that maybe manages their time a little bit better. And I just got the wrong vibe when I went into that office to begin with. The lady called and like 2 hours before my procedure and saying that my secondary insurance we were out of network, they were out of network, and just made me nervous to begin with. And I was having to call the insurance. She said, you need to call your secondary insurance. So I was just nervous, and I called them, and they said, no, ma'am, we go by your primary. If you're in network with your primary, then we follow suit with them. We pay the remainder of what they don't pay. According, for certain procedures and things like that. And that's how our insurance has always been. I've never had a problem with it. And this doctor's office is within the hospital network that I use. So anyway, that day just started out bad. But so after I got into the office, then it was, I had to go into the room. They get you right in pretty quick. I waited in the waiting room for a little bit, and then they get you in the room, get me undressed from the waist down, all that good stuff. And I'm sitting there waiting. Over an hour goes by. I'm sitting there, my naked butt sitting on the table. I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm thinking, what in the world? And the nurse popped back in, the rude nurse that I had. She was rude from the beginning. But I could get past that. I was like, I just want this doctor to get my biopsy done. But she popped in and said, well, she's had to go over to the hospital. She had emergency. She's on call. And I was like, okay, like feeling like, made me feel like I'm in the way. I don't know. I don't like to be made to feel that way. So, I found another doctor's office. So I went to Facebook and, asked for recommendations, people that, all my friends, and ask who they go to, who they recommend. So I have found one that I will be going to. So, and I did send the other place an email or a message in the portal and let them know. So, more to come on that, I guess. But anyway, the good news is the biopsy is negative. All that to say, I'm sorry I went into story time, but so everything is good on that. Just got to change up the hormones and get all that straightened out. So total here is $850, and then I like the way Missy does her denominations here, her cash planning along with the budget. So you do it together. That's all one step. You don't have to repeat and copy your numbers over to another sheet. And then I just refer to this whenever I'm doing my cash stuffing. Or you can even print it out if you do the Excel version. You can print it. So $750 is the total there, and I did my denominations to see what I want to get out at the bank. And this week I don't get to do any sinking funds. I was bummed out. So it's 0, and that's the way it was mapped out. But we had so many in the 2 previous paychecks that it didn't fall that way here. I think it was because of the insurance, the auto insurance. The 2 bigger bills fell into this week's pay. So that's okay. I did at least leave some enough for the 52-week challenge, the 12-month challenge, and a little bit on the I Do challenge. That was just what was left. So it's an odd number, but $46. And I was doing 2 weeks to try to catch up to the end of the year for the 52-week challenge, but this paycheck I only get to do 1. So, but that's okay. So the total there was 46. I did the denominations there. And then here is the cash planning summary. This you add the total of all 3 of your cash categories, which I just had 2 this time. Your denominations, add all those together, and it was totaled $896. So I put that on this little cash planner slip. This is from Missy Money as well. Take this to the bank, let them give me my cash, and then we will come back and do the cash stuffing. But also has a summary here, and all this is inside that Excel spreadsheet, and it does all the calculating for you. You can watch your numbers as you're plugging in to make sure that you get this zero-based budget, and make sure that you calculate the right numbers that your cash withdrawal will be too. So I really like that. It makes it a little bit smoother going through there, and it's a double check. I like to double check everything. So that is it for this paycheck. We are at a zero-based budget. We have the net pay $2,900, and then we had in the bank $2,004 to pay the bills. And then for our cash categories, which we had 2, my wallet and the cash and the savings challenges, was $896, and that subtract that from the income that we had this week, and that is a zero-based budget. So that means every dollar is accounted for, and we're ready for the week. So that's it. Yeah, pretty simple. Pretty simple. I didn't know I was going to go into story time, but I'm excited to tell you guys the good news. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I think this will be posting on Sunday, so hopefully it finds you all doing well and enjoying the fall weather. We have the leaves are starting to change, so I hope everybody has had a great weekend, and come back and we'll do the cash stuffing on Monday and see what categories we get to stuff for see our savings challenges, see how far we're going on that. So we'll do cash stuffing and savings challenges, and then the next one will be the debt tracking Thursday. So I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.